Greetings, good people. What's up? What's happening? What's happening? It's another happening. We are seeing Potraz making an announcement. Seemingly, they are backtracking on CHIVAYO. It may be that, or it may be this. Remember this one here. Published by the Standard. Dated 10 July to July 6. Actually 10 June to July 6. Starlink saga. CHIVAYO clashes with ED Sons. What had happened here? The clash with ED Sons. It is said that another company that belongs to one of ED Sons, or another guy who is linked to one of ED Sons, but there's a link somewhere there with ED Sons, had applied for the license, but they didn't get the license there. Now we're gonna get to Potraz exact message. What are they saying, these guys? I know to some guys this is very good news. Okay, because it means big business. But anyways, let's dig in this. Here they say Potraz has no Starlink, so exclusivity licenses. Okay, this is published by the Herald. Let us take note of the wording carefully. Potraz has no Starlink, so exclusivity licensing. That is the headline. Then we go here. Postal and Telecommunication Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe, Potraz, says it has issued several internet service providers ISP licenses. We know that. Do we know of that? Why are they mentioning it here? How many are these internet service providers? So they list them. Here he says, and when issued the license does not carry any or exclusive rights to partner with Starlink, Potraz director Dr. Gift Machengete said the regulator had in the recent past received and processed and granted several licenses to prospective operators. Take note of the word prospective operators. Prospective. This in addition to multiple other licenses. This in addition to other licenses Potraz has already granted and licensed. Licensees are operating in Zimbabwe, like DFA Zimbabwe, ZOL, aka ZOL Zimbabwe, Utande, PowerTel, Liquid Intelligence, and Tel1. Right? What do they say about CHIVAYO license application? They confirm receiving it, and they say we have not yet handed it to him. We are still processing. All right, bear with me. There's somebody there who sounds like they're manifesting. I don't know what's happening. I'm just paying attention. You may ignore when there's a real emergency situation. All right. Something else happening back there. people go through different things. Anyways, they say we received, but we are yet to give it to CHIVAYO. We need to nail out some things. They mention that directly and specifically. I'm trying to look for the part where they say that. Alright, here it says, understand that no licenses have been granted yet. It's the same document, right? Although the application has been approved. Of course, we apply through an application process. You pay an application fee, right? When you pay the application fee, you then would pay for the licensing fee. Now back to the words. Potraz has no Starlink sole exclusivity license. What is a Starlink sole exclusivity license? It is something that does not exist, right? So it is know that, according to what this headline is saying, what may they want to mean? They may be wanting to mean that this thing to do with Starlink that is being talked about, when we are going to allow anybody to work with Starlink, it's not going to be an exclusive license, right? Then they say in the past we have issued to several prospective ISP. Here they're mentioning an internet service provision. Bear with me, guys. Somebody's trying to disturb me there. I think you can hear the sound there. Anyways, it's very serious. Very, very massive manifestation there. Enough respect to George Elijah. Jiri say. Enough respect to Ruth Mbewe. Oh my God. I'm just gonna wait it a bit. All right, let's try to continue. Anyways, the spiritual world is very, very real. So they say we have issued to prospective. They have not yet opened. Obviously, in terms of the laws in Zimbabwe, you can give to a prospective who wants to be doing something, right? Prospective issued several internet to prospective and existing. This is not specific. Noting none of them carry sole or exclusive license to partner with global satellite internet giant Starlink. By that, this may suggest that it is basically opening the Starlink deal to anybody and everybody who already has the internet, the ISP provision license. Anyways, does it mean that, there's never been a law limiting anybody to partner with Starlink? Anyways, that's subject of partnering with Starlink. Starlink is independent, self-dependent. It does not work on the legacy hardware. It's direct link. It is a satellite link. More like a satellite phone. A satellite phone does not go through our base stations or our switching boards. And then they mention other existing, the ones that we know of already: Utande, Zol, Telecel, Powertel, Tier 1, not Telecel. Sorry. Tier 1. Telecel, I think it was sold last year. 2023. Then another one called DFA Zimbabwe. This one I haven't heard of it. Utande, I've came across it somewhere here and then. Okay. So it may be that for the internet service provider license, the company already has it. So for them to partner with anybody, of course they partner with many people. Some have their own systems that are like liquid, so they can do whatever they want, right? And then at the same time, this is also a suggestion to these companies that you can go and interact with Potraz in the back door, with Starlink in the back door. And when you communicate with Starlink, Starlink will not need a license in Zimbabwe. They will operate under your license. Maybe give you a few cents, right? And that Starlink has no internet service provision license here in Zimbabwe. Starlink is independent. We have multinational corporations, right? Multinational corporations are multinational. They operate anyways. And obviously, in a nation's laws, there's provisions for that. That's why we are open for business and investors. Okay? So, that could suggest that, if not that the case of the ISP license, let's say Starlink gets it on their own, all those mentioned here are not necessarily hardware or computer consumables shops, even though some of them are. So I said not necessarily, because we see Zoe, they sell hardware, they sell modems, they sell etc, right? But it is not their primary business model. Of course, for some of these, we see them locking MAC addresses, whitelisting certain MAC addresses to hardware which they only would have provided, which is an Unfair Trade Practice Act, and obviously will be breaching laws to do with competition, right? But anyways, in Zimbabwe it happens because nobody questions it. Why would you be questioning it? What would have happened for you to question it, right? So maybe for those who may be affected, who may not necessarily afford an ill-priced or an overpriced modem, may not have the time to seek resolution. And how would you seek resolution? How do you know how to seek the resolution? Okay, so a community may be ill-informed. Enough respect to Rutenbewe. Enough respect to George Elijah. Thank you very much for that message there. So, apart from what I've talked about here, on this article, the conclusion is so far, CHIVAYO is the one who had made the application, or the one who was said will be the choice, right? So now they're basically opening the deal to everybody else, right? Now, if that is the case, we saw the president making a post on that IMT or IMC company. I'm not sure if he specifies if they are not sole, right? But them being mentioned, approved in connection with, it is a specific situation. It is not a generalization. So if it was only the application, why then make the announcement. There. Why then make the announcement? Maybe that's why Potraz is panel beating, article by article, moment by moment. Okay. Of course, one would assume that the so-called public is angry at CHIVAYO. So are there anything to blackball CHIVAYO? It's one-way deal. Oh, you don't go fire, right? It may be an assumption. So the only ones who would know is the people behind the scenes. And these sins, are they sins or sins? Big up to Solomon Mutapi. I says good morning. CHIVAYO has not been granted license, rather it's an application according to this published by the Zim Papers Herald. He made the application. Are they processing the application? There are processes where you can make an application, you pay an application fee. Then I'm not sure. Yes, on this one you make the application. I'm not sure the price, around 50,000 for a license which would cost 1 million. Now I don't know if there's been an amendment to those laws. All right. But anyways, yesterday we saw a suggestion that CHIVAYO had paid $500 and something million to get that license. At the same time, all this news we're getting may actually be priming the people. Okay, we're just gonna get this deal here. Today, if I buy the license there in Zambia, I can use it in Zimbabwe right now. Okay. The only law that may be used against me is a legislation to do with owning radio equipment, right? So somebody can just decide to go Gora style and tell people in the press, I've been approved, and they start selling. So actually, Potraz will have to answer on that one. Can it be possible in the case of Zimbabwe, or in the case that I'm suspecting, in the case of Telecel? Enough respect to Peter Kasingize, Ndabezi Nke Sibanda, and everybody who was watching us live. So some of these cases I will have to confirm from the Potraz side themselves, just to be informed on what's out there. Otherwise, here I'm just analyzing the information, what is possible or what is not possible. Because times like this, sometimes as a citizen, you take it upon yourself to just watch some things, because you don't know, with the recent scandals that have happened, kuti corruption ere kana kuti vana vakatopusa zvemashua, right? Besides kupusa, pane issue yekutoshaya masolution chaichaiyo, yekutofoira kuti what has worked in our nation. Some of the things we find ourselves tichipa vanhu kunze macontracts ekunze, it is a zvinodzikisira Africa. It undermines us as a people, right? We may be a people with capacity and not informed, or a people without capacity, but Zero without capacities, it's non-existent in that. Any nation you go, anywhere in this world, you see a Zimbabwean in the major corporations with top posts. Not only top posts, but performance and delivery records. Be it there in South Africa, MTN president, in the United States, people like Tulingube, they say he was doing well there. Now here, he's not doing well. He's doing miserable. So, however, I won't say 100% miserable, because he manages to fix some of his mistakes. Like if he takes 10 steps back, he can take 2 steps forward. I give him that. Anyways, it's a whole other subject that is very disturbing. Very, very disturbing, because it is the foundation of who we are as a people, the building block of us as a civilization, as a functioning nation that is running currently. Now let's see what there's a guy from FBC does, who is now the RBZ governor, who introduced the ZIG there. I hope the guys, they maintain the ZIG in the league they suggest it is in. You can't rig gold. Reminder, Afrosimex, we have a facility there, a $200 million facility. It is backed, it is the security, everything, and those things. We should be having a billboard somewhere in whatever the governing capital or the financial capital, whatever capital is, where we remind ourselves, Zimbabwe blunders. This didn't work. This didn't work. Why not keep trying to make work what didn't work? If it didn't work, it will not work. So what you may do is, can we call it work? Big up to Peter Kazingizi, Evure Gembeza, everybody who was watching us live right about now. Make sure you click the like button and subscribe to TV7 Live if you have not yet already done so that you never miss any of our videos, because we make videos each and every day.
Hapana za mnandika. Hapana kana hapana. Hapana za mnandika. Hapana za mnandika. Mnandika. Hapana za mnandika. Mnandika. Hapana za mnandika. Hapana kana hapana. Hapana. Hapana kana hapana. Hapana. Wasanda kasimba. Nakamira anozvitemba. One chete. Anosanganene. Ubva anditi makadise. Makadya mari yemagedhi, makatenga bhutsi, ndinoda kuona ndimbomuratidza chidimbu mutana. Hapana zvamunondita. Hapana kana hapana. Hapana zvamunondita. Hapana zvamunondita. Munondita. Hapana zvamunondita. Munondita. Hapana zvamunondita. Hapana kana hapana. Hapana. Hapana kana hapana. Hapana. Wasanda kasimba. Nakamira anozvitemba. One chete. Anosanganene. Ubva anditi makadise. makadya mari yemagetsi makatenga bhutsi ndinoda kuone ndimbomuratidza